All right, hi guys, welcome back to our weekly trading forecast for the week of 20th July to the 24th of July. So my name is Dylan, and over here I have JJ with me. So let's kick off with the dollar index. So let me just share my screen. All right, so in the dollar index, as we can see that last week in the day charts, the dollar is still going down. So it actually broke out from this range right here, and then it started to fall and it break lower. And this time around, it actually found support at the the current support level, I would say a 1 month support level. But however, after the rebound itself, we can see the price starts to come down again. So it seems to me that the dollar is definitely on a bearish trend. And honestly, if we go all the way back to the monthly charts, we can see that the dollar index is really on a bearish trend ever since it broke below this riding channel that has lasted for 2 years. The bearish trend is becoming more and more obvious. So definitely in this week, we'll continue to look for opportunity to sell the dollar. Now, if we go into the 4-hourly charts, we can see that the price, the dollar index is falling within a channel, all right, in a very organized manner. So as what I have mentioned just now, the rebound, although it was pretty strong, but it did not continue. So it came all the way down back to the support level. So this week, let's say if the price were to rebound again, then we will definitely just wait for it to reach somewhere near the top of the channel. That would be at a price of 96.2 to 96.3 to sell the dollar index again. And as you can see, the moving averages price has been resisted by the 55 moving average, or combining together with the 20 moving average, it forms a resistance zone, a technical resistance zone using the moving average. So as price goes into the zone itself, we can try to look to sell the gain. Stop loss, if you want to be really safe, just above 96.7 should be safe enough. And so in terms of the targets, if price were to continue to fall, I am looking at the price of 95, if I didn't remember wrongly. Yep, the price of 95, as you can see, this is a 2-year, a close to 2-year support level. So this is definitely one of the a very important level to look out for should you sell, and looking where to actually take profits. Now, if say that the price were to, at the beginning of the opening of the markets, price actually went down first, all I can say is that just wait for the pullback, right? And then at the previous support resistance level, at 96 level, about 96 or 95 point, I believe 95.9 within the zone, then you can try to sell again. All right, so that is for the dollar index. Next, I want to talk about the gold. All right, the gold, right? As you can see in the day charts, it is definitely a rising. It's definitely a very bullish trend. I just want to look at the 4-hourly chart right here. As you can see, there's a rising channel. Every time the price, jumps by about, let's measure, it's about 600 to 700 pips. You went into a range. You can see that as it forms a range, right? Within the range itself, there's always very small range, and when the price tries to spike downwards, every time it will get supported and rebounded off very quickly, and eventually you'll start to form another rising trend. And this has been continued for a period of time. And right now we can see that the third range is probably has probably come to an end, and the fourth bullish trend right here could be forming as we are speaking of right now. So this week itself, in any case, we can see that there's very obvious support and the rebound from the bottom of the rising channel, as well as the 55 moving average. So I believe if this is the bullish trend right now, just like previous what happened previously, then in the 1-hourly charts, what I can say is that hopefully we get to see All right, we get to see the price went to a very small range again as the price suddenly went down, deep down a little bit. All right, try to wait and see if there's a sudden pullback, and then that is where you can try to buy the gold again and try to ride the entire trend all the way to the top of the riding channel right here, or in the weekly charts. We can look all the way to the resistance level right here at 1886. So let's just put down a trend, a resistance right here and see how it actually matches. All right, that might be a little bit too high, but if we are to talk about the top of the channel, that would be somewhere at 1850. Of course, there's always a possibility it breaks out and reach the resistance in the weekly chart. So, but in any case, try to capture this trend. I think is very workable, right? So that's for the goal. And right now, I just want to pass my time over to JJ to share his trading plan.
All right, first, similarly to you, since we are looking to sell the dollar, I think we could look at dollar CAD first. You can see that for the past few weeks, it's been trading in this sort of range, which also I mentioned the previous week that it also looks like a head and shoulder pattern. So this week, since we can see in a smaller time frame that this resistance level has been holding, we could look to sell dollar CAD. This will be the first level I'll be looking to sell dollar CAD. But if it does break above, then I think that this zone right here, which is also where it got resisted at the head, we also look to sell dollar CAD here. So I guess we just have to focus and see when price approaches this level, is there resistance, and if there is, then we could sell dollar CAD with just the stop loss above above this zone somewhere here around 50 pips. Next would be we will be looking to buy the dollar. So we can see that after this major uptrend, we can somewhat this as a consolidation pattern. It looks like an ascending triangle. And this week, there was a very clean break, a good retest, and the next candle was bullish. So with these candlestick patterns, we could definitely look to continue buying euro dollar. The first opportunity, we could look at a very small time frame. We can see that there's somewhat of a range forming here. If price manages to go all the way back down and get supported here, we could definitely look to buy euro dollar again. But if euro dollar just continues to climb at the start of the week, then we will have to wait for a break and a retest before buying euro dollar again. So this will be my two views for selling dollar this week.
All right, thanks, JJ. In fact, in the for the euro dollar, just want to bring you to the 4-hourly charts, if you don't mind. All right, so actually, if you look at the 4-hourly chart for the previous trend, the pattern is that every time the euro dollar breaks a new high and it came down to retest, right, it somehow likes to retest the previous low before it continues to form a new trend and eventually break higher. So therefore, the current low right now, the current previous low is the support level that he has shown right here, 1.37, 1.1373, yeah. 1.1375, about that level. So that is, I think, will be a very critical level for us to look at. It's also a resistance support level anyway. So that would be a very good price to buy the euro dollar again. And I believe that in terms of the stop loss, you just have to set slightly below the previous low, somewhere there. Yeah, exactly. So I think
somewhere at this level.
Yeah,
here.
if you want to be really conservative, I think that will be good enough already. So you should be looking at about maybe an average of 50 pips of stop loss. Yeah, but if you want to go a bit more aggressive, then that should be about 30 pips. And just below 20 pips below the previous low right here could possibly yeah. That's being a bit more aggressive now. So just got to see what's your choice. All right. So next I will come back to my screen. Okay, next I want to talk about the Dow Jones. Let's look at the Dow Jones. All right, so if we look at the Dow Jones in the day charts, obviously, all right, price has been supported by this rising trend line, and recently in this week itself, it also broke out of a range in a symmetrical triangle, as you can see right here. Right, this is the symmetrical triangle. Maybe you can go into the 4-hourly chart to have a better look. Right, so this is the symmetrical triangle, and price has broke out of the symmetrical triangle. So a very clear uptrend that's forming right here, and right now the price is pulling back. I can see there's a lot of trend lines which I plot right here. Which what I want to show you guys is that in the recent bullish trend since the price reached the low and started to climb, what I observe is that every time the Dow Jones started a new bullish trend, it will usually it will form a rising trend line, and then the price will eventually break below the rising trend line. Right after which, right, if you were to try to observe the formation of a two wave of a pullback, or what I call it AB equals CD. Sometimes it may not be that accurate, but usually after two wave and after breaking below the rising trend line, you will start to find support and start to form another bullish trend, and that's where another rising trend will be formed, and the same pattern will repeat where the price breaks the trend line again, forms a second wave of a pullback even further, and then a new trend will continue from there. So as you can see in the most recent one, as you can see, this is the rising trend line. Price broke below, forms two wave of a pullback, and it started to climb again and break higher. And right now, as you can see, the price is also breaking below this rising trend line. So if we were to follow this repeating pattern, then we just need to wait for the second wave of a pullback somewhere into this zone right here at 26,000. 200 or 300 all the way to 26,000. Within that zone, I think we can continue to look to buy the Dow Jones. But one thing that can be a bit that's quite bothering me is the COVID cases that has been rising in US in a very ridiculous manner. So if we were to look at the United States, obviously it has reached a point where the recent high is 75,000 as compared to the April peak of 35 or 36,000. That's more than 100% increase in the new COVID cases. So this is quite ridiculous from what I see. And if we look at the death rate, ever since it jumped again, yes, there's a strong pullback, but then it jumped higher again, and I'm really afraid that it actually broke even higher. That is a really very bad news, for the US, or rather for the entire economy itself, which will definitely affect the global markets. So that's one thing that may hinder my conviction towards continuing to buy the Dow Jones. The only reason I'm trying to buy the US stock markets right now is because that's what it is right now. The US is the government is continuing to print unlimited amount of money to jack up the stock market, to support the stock market. And even if we look at stock prices such as Apple, is a clear uptrend. So and we can even look at the Nasdaq. You see, it's a very clear uptrend. There's no pullbacks. I mean, there's pullbacks, but there's no clear sign of reversal. So that's the technical reason which brought me to take the action of continue to buy the Dow Jones. All right, so that's pretty much what I want to share for this week. So with that, thank you so much for watching our weekly forecast for this week. So thank you so much, and we'll see you again this week.